Everybody, Tim Hughes here. I'm the CEO and co-founder of DLA Ignite. With me today, I've got Pete Cann, and we're going to talk about using laughter as a way of energizing your team and your business. And we're going to talk about laughter yoga and all of those wonderful things that Pete advocates. I always get the people to introduce themselves and talk about where people can find them before we get into the interview, Pete, because I think it's just a great way of giving you that chance to pitch where they can find you.
Well, Tim, thank you so much for having me along. So where you can find me, my website's petecann.com. That's CANN.com. And if you want to come and find me socially, it's hashtag the laughter man up there somewhere. I'm on most social channels, and the best place to have a conversation is probably on LinkedIn. That's where I reside the most.
And so, Pete, how did you become the laughter man? I mean, you got to tell us this, because it must be must have a great story behind this.
Yeah, well, thanks for asking me. So Tim, I was at a festival called WOMAD in the southwest of the UK back in 2016, and been going there for quite a few years with the family. And I was walking through the Arboretum and heard laughter, and I thought to myself, there must be a comedian on stage. And as I walked around the corner, I was greeted by 100 people lying on the floor laughing for no reason at all. I thought no reason. There was a sign saying laughter yoga daily at 11:30. So I thought, this looks fun. I'm going to go and try this. So I turned up the next day. Did a whole laughter yoga session, and the lying down bit was the end of the session. So we did all these different laughing and breathing exercises. And the premise, I suppose, of laughter yoga is your body doesn't know the difference between fake and real, really. So you do these exercises, and there's this little click, and you're genuinely laughing. And then we all lay down and literally couldn't stop laughing for probably about 10 minutes. And then we do a meditation when we do a session, and we did this meditation, and I came back to the field, and I felt really sort of clean in the mind. I felt really energized. I felt really focused. I felt happy. Because I run a chef agency as well, so I run quite a busy, stressful business. So actually, I all of a sudden found this coping mechanism for me to release a lot of stress and tension. And so fast forward to 2019, I started just deciding I wanted to bring more laughter to other people rather than just my own life. Started this laughter journey with my website, and then when lockdown hit, hospitality ground to a halt in the UK. Yeah. And I dived into laughter as a mechanism for my mental well-being at that point, because I couldn't control anything that was going on in my business. And I started laughing online, and then I did a little poll. I said, look, actually, I'm thinking of different names I could call myself, and went onto LinkedIn. I said, when I was at school, people go, Pete Cann, the dustbin man. And it was just like, actually, Pete Cann, the laughter man. That works.
Ooh, yeah,
that works. And then so next thing, I put it on LinkedIn, put this poll out, and then I became the laughter man in 2020, and then it's just snowballed from there, basically.
So you're pretty much so now you're literally going to the bank laughing.
Completely. It's going from when I first started to just, I suppose, learning my craft. So like anything, when you first go out to places, you're working out, can you charge? How much can you charge? And then as lockdown started happening, I started doing more online things and realizing actually we can laugh online and it does work. And so we had all these disjointed teams. So I come into a Zoom session, into team meetings, and get everyone laughing. And all of a sudden I was sort of making money for turning up to team meetings for half an hour and sort of doing 4 to 5 a week, which was amazing. And now things have opened up. Now I'm sort of traveling the breadth of the UK, which, it's a bit of a different conversation now, because I'm like, do I have to go to Leeds? But actually I'll get paid, not just because it's Leeds, but I don't know. I chose Leeds because I'm based in Bristol. It's a bit of a journey.
Yes. It's a metaphor for a long journey. It's not that we think that Leeds is a great place.
So like for instance, next week I'm in London twice, 2 days next week, which is great. Why I couldn't be like one day and I could have done 2 sessions in a day, that would have probably made more logical sense. But there's something more powerful when you're actually in person, because you can see the whites of people's eyes and you can really get that laughter connection. So yeah.
But in the COVID years, you coming on a Zoom call, I mean, there was a time when we were in lockdown here in the UK, where it was a repressive. I mean, it was just like we were. Everybody was depressed,
Mm.
and I can imagine you just coming onto a Zoom call out of nowhere would have been transformational for lots and lots of people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this was the thing. It's like, you're right. Everyone, yeah, a lot of the UK were, really depressed and anxious and overwhelmed, not knowing what was going on. And actually, yeah, just all of a sudden, this guy with the red hat just pops onto the screen, and so your usual team meeting can be a bit like, oh, but then, I've got this proven formula that works, that I can get everyone laughing as long as they're engaged in. That's the point. I can't get everyone. If someone sat there on their phone like this, then
yeah.
they're
I mean,
not
you're
engaged.
always going to get someone that will turn the video off and
Completely.
I don't want to be happy.
exactly. But these it's just nice to be able to, like, the feedback that I get from companies after the session. So I always ask for feedback straight away, and they're like, wow, the team loved it, the team were really happy, they were really engaged. The conversation in the team meeting was a lot more lively, a lot more creative, a lot more ideas coming to the forefront, which really, I suppose, being a business owner myself and knowing how I use laughter to open up my creative mind, to be able to create sort of copy, marketing, video ideas that actually, laughter's got this amazing way of, like, just evening out everybody, so anyone can voice their opinion, anyone can come up with some creative ideas. And people in these meetings have said, like, actually, I know Stephen in whichever department never really spoke up, but actually, after the session, he came up with this genius idea, and it's just like, because I'd opened up the creative side of his brain. And he was also comfortable enough to be able to talk about it, rather than, a lot of people will sit and hold their ideas. And as a business owner, we don't want that. We want ideas, because that's how we grow, don't we?
Yeah. So you come on and do Zoom calls with people. You're now doing team meetings, and you're traveling, and you've done a number of weekend retreats, haven't you? Where you actually you get people to laugh the whole of the weekend.
Yeah. So I train people to become laughter leaders. So that's one way, whether you want to be a leader or not. But actually, if you look at it the other way, you get to spend 2 days play, laughing, fun, clowning, just being a child again, which is really, really good. And actually seeing the pre and post sort of way that people, like, first initially they're quite excited that they're there, but you can see that they're still a little bit tense, and then by the end of the weekend, everyone's just more free flowing, they're more relaxed, they're more, their cheeks are glowing from just laughing and having fun for the weekend.
Fantastic. So we're going to do some, aren't we? I just wanted to know, when in the scheme of things, when are we going to, is it going to be the last 3 minutes or 5 minutes, or when is it that you want to do some laughter?
Tim, I'll do laughter any time of the day, mate. If you want to go now, we can go now. We can have a
I was wondering, because my friend Mike O'Connor's watching this on YouTube, and he keeps making so Mike used to be a cage fighter.
Okay.
But he likes to have a laugh.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
you and Mike need to know each other anyway, because anyway. But when do you want to do some? When are we going to do some laughter?
Let's do it now, Tim. Let's do it. Let's do it. Right. So basically, the first thing we're going to do, Tim, is we're just going to take a nice deep breath in like this. We're just going to let out a long breath. And now we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to let out a long ha. So deep breath in. And we're just going to go Okay, so now we're going to pretend that we're I suppose nose to nose with Mike, okay? And we're just
Mike,
gonna.
Mike, you are doing this. Can you let us know that you're doing this?
Because, as part of fighting, I think you obviously have that stare out at the beginning, which basically, is really, really important to try and intimidate. But actually, apparently, I've heard a lot of the time it does turn into laughter naturally. So Tim, we're just going to stare each other down the eyes, and we're just going to start with a little gentle.
Because at this point, you can't stop, can you?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in again. And breathe out. Okay, so that's just a gentle laugh. So there's lots of different laughing exercises we can use. I mean, probably one of my favorites is called a giggle phone. Now, we've all got a phone that looks a bit like this, okay? But for this exercise, Tim, this is what our giggle phone looks like. We're going to put it to our ear.
Yep.
And you're just going to start laughing like it's the funniest thing you've heard all day. Now, when you're out in public, we can do this, right? No one knows that there's no one on the other side of your phone. So you can just sit there just laughing. And it's fine until it starts ringing. Then obviously you're just like, oh, okay. So show me your giggle phone, Tim.
Yep.
And we're going to... And swap phones, get another phone. Breathe in and just breathe out. Now, the only problem is, Tim, when you've been on your giggle phone for the whole month, you get a giggle bill. Now, this bill can be any bill. It can be your phone bill. It can be a credit card statement. It could even be our electric bill. You know, we can't change. You can't change what's on the paper. Okay, so if you ever find something that like gets you fired, like you just got to look at it and just go. Breathe in and relax. Tim, how do you feel?
You can't stop. Once you start going, you can't stop. It's an amazing and it gets you quite lightheaded. It's a bit like, I guess it's a bit like drinking champagne. You know how it kind of goes to your head and it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically we get a release of endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. So all of these positive chemicals that just go into our brain straight away. It just makes you feel, it just makes you feel lighter, like instantly. And actually, when we're laughing, we can't be like, you can't be stressed or overwhelmed or anxious because you're completely present in that moment in time. So, you know, I use laughter on a daily basis. I laugh every morning on Clubhouse for 10 minutes with other people. We don't talk, we just laugh.
Oh, you've got a laughter clubhouse.
Yeah. So I literally for 10 minutes you dial in and no one talks, we just laugh. And that's it. And there's a click at probably about 4, 5, 6 minutes. Then you're genuinely laughing, and then you get someone who's got this laugh, someone's got and then someone's got and it's just, and then part of your brain, you also like you just sit there sometimes and just think, I can't believe I'm sat here with 12 other people from around the world just laughing for laughter's sake, and just the silliness, I suppose, of it just makes you laugh even more. So yeah, you should Mike.
When's that? So Mike's in the US, so but that's UK morning, isn't it?
It is. It's 8:15. Well, BST or BST at the moment, British summertime. So that's early, Mike. That's really early, or really late, depending which way you want to go with it. So yeah.
And you also, so you do the clubhouse, and you're doing this challenge, aren't you? Where, because I'm joining you, aren't you? Is it like you're making a million? Was it how many? You're making a load of people laugh, aren't you? Using this special laugh-ins.
Yeah, so my mission is to bring laughter to 1 million people. That's my overarching mission. So, and you know, I don't have a tally chart, I'll be honest. I'm not sat there counting every day, but actually I know that, like, obviously just being on this show, we've got one with you, Tim. We know Mike's watching. Well, two Mike. We've got Michael and Mike watching. So
I think it's the same person, but he's coming in from YouTube and from LinkedIn.
That's amazing. He'll be on Twitter in a minute.
Yeah. It's coming at us from all angles.
So no, it's basically just knowing that, so I've done some stuff on big stages, so like 1,500 people. So again, I know that 1,500 people have had a laugh, and my mission, or one of my visions, not a mission, is to be on stage in San Francisco in front of 2,000 people. So if you're watching this and you are around that area and you know anybody that runs some big conferences that need some laughter energy, then hey,
you're the man.
I am the man. When we're full of bread, Tim, after the lunch and everyone's just a bit like, well, that's where I come on. I'm the energizer. I get everyone up, everyone standing, everyone laughing, everyone just being engaged again for the next.
It's amazing, isn't it, Pete, with the fact that everybody else avoids the session after lunch, where you're basically going, bring it on, I want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm the graveyard shift guy. So yeah, obviously I don't eat lunch before I do it though. I'll have lunch afterwards. So
yeah, so you and Mike need to connect anyway, because Mike is a big connector. Mike O'Connor is a big connector. He also runs. He's set up his own social network.
Okay.
Anyway, you two need to connect anyway in terms of the after this.
Yes, and I can see he's on LinkedIn, which is fantastic. So I will definitely be hooking up with him on LinkedIn. Look out for the red hat, Mike. I'm coming.
So what you've created a whole bunch of stuff around this laughter yoga and that. I mean, talk to us about some of the when you run it in sessions, what you've got. So vision this. So you're standing in front of that audience of 2,000 people in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. What will happen?
So I come on stage. I will get everyone stood up straight away. Get everyone to do some deep breaths, just to understand how laughter is just breath work. And then we do some different laughing exercises. So probably similar to the ones we've just done. The giggle phone we get them to pass that to each other. And then within 15 minutes, the whole auditorium is laughing. And it's just, the energy is just lift. And then I step away. And then the next person comes onto stage who might be a little bit like, how do I follow that? But on the other side, they're also going, actually, I'm about to teach some people some other stuff. And actually now they're ready to consume it because they're open to it.
Or the people that have organized it make sure that the next person that comes on has a certain style of speaking.
Yes.
Isn't just going to come on and put on 100 pound. Kill the mood. And you've come on, and I must admit, you've come on and you've done a number of the things for us on our Friday digital download, and it just got everybody laughing. I mean, it was just absolutely fantastic. The old giggle phone and that, it's brilliant.
It's contagious. It's infectious.
It's contagious.
So my job isn't that hard, to be fair, because I know the process works. But I suppose having the passion that it's not just the fact that it's just laughter. It's just like actually how good it is for you as a human to laugh, and we just don't laugh enough, Tim. We're lucky as adults to laugh maybe 10 or 15 times in a day, and that literally is just a that's the laugh. Well, actually what we do is we prolong that laughter. And so when I run a session, it starts with maybe like 10 seconds of laughter, but the exercises near the end are like sort of 1 to 2 minutes of just continuous laughter, which actually is a really good workout as well. So it's just brilliant. I mean, from the outside, people are looking, I get it. Some people are just going like, I don't want to laugh. I don't feel like laughing. It's like, well, sit over there in your space then, and just be that person. But actually, if you come over here, and because life is too short not to have fun and play, I firmly believe that. And within any business, if we haven't got some sort of fun element, then people aren't going to enjoy working there as much. I think that's my personal opinion. Every job that I've ever had, if it wasn't fun, the day it stopped becoming fun to go to work was the day I looked for another role, because actually I wanted that energy. And I think it's important, Tim, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think that people underestimate the laughter, as you said, all those, the mind and the body doesn't know whether it's you're laughing over that or you're actually making it up, but you're still releasing all of those chemicals. And it's a great way of kind of relaxing. I know some people think, oh, I kind of feel stupid by it, but that's,
part of it. That's part of the process.
But yeah, and who cares? Nobody cares. I mean, you came on and did our digital download, and it just went down a storm. It was just fantastic. Everybody joined in. Everybody knew that by having a good laugh. I mean, it's just simple technique that actually enables everybody to energize. And anyway, it was great fun.
Yeah. And then I sort of step out of the room then, and then it's all bubbly then, isn't it? And everyone's talking and laughing, and I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah, he laughs before he fights. So.
Which makes sense. Again, I laugh. I laugh before I go onto stage, before I go into a big room, or any room actually. If I'm going in to run a session for 20 strangers, then I will have a little chuckle to myself, because I know how it helps me. I remember the first big event I did, and I was in the wings, and I was just like, I was just looked out and just went, whoa, there's a lot of people there. And then so all of a sudden you're just like, oh, but I was just like and just went through the process and started stretching and laughing. So by the time I came onto stage, I was up and energy, and because ultimately as a presenter, that's what you need to be as well. You need to be able to give your energy to people so they can take it, don't you?
Pete, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing out with us. It's been fantastic, and we've had a good laugh as well.
Come on, Tim.
I need to get Mike on and get him to laugh as well. So.
Definitely. It's been lots of fun, and Mike, I will definitely be reaching out to you to say hello on LinkedIn for sure.
Brilliant. Thanks, Pete. I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, take care.
Bring a giggle phone.
Yeah.